Good morning. I am Blake Sneft, and I'm an account executive for Sidwell. I have 3.5 years of local government GIS experience working as an analyst for York County 911 in Pennsylvania. There are solutions Esri has developed over the last few decades for local governments to address workflows and day-to-day operations. Esri's pre-configured and packaged solutions are easily deployed to maximize your GIS investment. Esri offers a wide range of products for any and all business needs, from conservation and defense to public safety and utilities. But today, we are going to focus on one product package that's specialized for local governments, the Esri Citizen Problem Reporter, which contains three main parts: the Esri Citizen Reporter, the Esri Citizen Problem Manager, and the Esri Field Worker. Esri Citizen Reporter allows your population to update your public works department in a much more real-time environment. This live map allows your government to crowdsource its search for infrastructure, zoning issues, health problems, hazards, or anything else you would want reported by your constituents. For example, on the right side, each tab indicates something that this government wants its people to report to them: animal, blight, health, land use, park tree, road problems, snow, ice, trash, or water sewage. Every tab has its own unique symbol while maintaining the same exact color scheme. Green is anything that's been reported and subsequently completed. Yellow is anything that's been submitted, is at least in the process of being completed. And red is anything that's only been submitted. When you click on one of these tabs, it takes you into a list of all current and previous problems that have been submitted, along with, in this case, a voting system that people can agree whether or not something was an issue. So, for example, this one's an illegal storage of an RV. It was reported on the 14th, currently still being fixed. Also at the bottom of these tabs, you have a submit report option with a drop down of anything that they will accept as a blight problem. You can provide details, your information, the date, what the address of the incident is, and whether or not you have a photo to provide along with the issue. What's interesting about the information that's provided, especially in the completed ones, is you can see what it is, what the details about it are, when it was resolved, and how it was resolved. So this was an illegal sign. Someone reported it on the 10th, and by October 12th, it had been taken down. This information allows you to perform a bit of an internal audit on some of your departments, which allows you to be more efficient. You can check to see how efficiently certain problems are being addressed and fixed. And along that, it also lets the population know the timeline or timetable to expect certain problems to be fixed. Some problems may take longer, some may be shorter, but it allows you to have a transparency that a lot of people really appreciate. Another aspect of this is crowdsourcing in general is a very powerful tool that isn't often utilized enough. Crowdsourcing is very efficient. If you have ever used the GPS Waze on your phone, the app for just going somewhere, you know that people update it for speed limits, whether there's a cop sitting somewhere, if there is an accident, how long the wait is, if they're still waiting. It gives you a lot of information, and people are submitting that for free. People are willing to submit information if they know where to send it. This gives them an outlet. Crowdsourcing is also extremely efficient because it allows employees to react instead of search for problems, because in the beginning of the day, they can go online, they can get the report that's provided to them from this map, they can go out, they can fix it. They are no longer seeking out problems. They're going to fix the problems that have already been submitted for free. The easiest way to implement Citizen Reporter is through ArcGIS Hub. Esri offers a hub template built specifically to fully utilize Citizen Reporter. Oakwood, Georgia is a city that asked us to help set up one of these hub sites. As you can see, it utilizes the same tab system as the previous example, along with the same symbology and color scheme. This one uses noise regulations, nuisances, and unsafe property. If you click on a tab, you have the option to submit a problem along with it showing previous reports that have already been filed. It asks for the same information and gives you the drop-down menu that they've clearly adjusted to their needs. The cool thing about Hub is that you also get the options to put in different maps. This one showing all the problem reports that have been listed in the last 7 days, I believe, along with how are we doing with open reports, and you get the data-driven aspect of manager as well, which we will be talking about later. Esri Citizen Problem Manager is the nuts and bolts of Citizen Reporter. Every report is sent here first and is QA, QC'd by a single person or team acting as dispatchers. Upon review and approval, any new reports are sent to the corresponding department to be placed in a queue and taken care of accordingly. Any overlapping reports are logged and registered as votes, which will show up in both the department page as well as the Citizen Reporter page as you have seen previously. The voting system allows for more urgent jobs to be tiered higher and therefore finished first. Manager's statistical breakdown is what allows everything else to run the way that it does. It allows you to sort and look for patterns in your data and potentially prepare for surges. For example, you may notice that you have an uptick in invasive plant species complaints in June and need to order the appropriate supplies ahead of time. The aggregation of this data allows for more accurate budgets and better strategic plans. You can look into response times and see what infrastructure and maintenance truly cost, allowing you to better utilize your resources in the long run. This table, this program, like many of Esri's programs, is completely configurable and can be tweaked to fit your needs. For example, something that people like to do is add a total resolution time where it just runs the time between submitted on, resolved on, to figure out how long it's taking a problem to get from point A to point Z and see if it's taking too long. For example, if it's taking your one department a week and a half to go out and figure out if an illegal sign needs to be taken down, maybe you need to go look at them and figure out why it's taking so long. Maybe they're just undermanned, who knows, but you may have found a bottleneck. And once you fix that, your budget can go a little farther because you have a department that's suddenly running a little more smoothly. Once you have a completed task, you also have the option, the dispatcher has the option to send a satisfaction survey, which is here. And that just asks a few questions to people, asking them, are they happy with it? Did they address your problem? How would you rate the quality of customer service? Would you recommend it? And any comments aside. The survey results are ended up putting on a dashboard, which I will show you later. And it's just more data that you can use at your disposal. Citizen Problem Manager, the biggest strength of it is just the sheer quantity of data that they're gathering. And you can have it ask as many questions or as little questions as you want, but the power is that it's all going to be aggregated here. And it really allows you to get elbows deep into what's going on in your county, city, wherever you're utilizing this, and figure out what's going on and what problems people are having and how well you're actually solving these problems. So just in today's day and age, more information is never a bad thing. Esri Field Worker brings all the power of reporter and manager right into the hands of the people who need it. Field Worker takes the list of jobs it is given and goes even farther. It works with Survey 123 and Collector, creating a clear pathway from the public to the worker and providing an easy to understand ecosystem. This tool is also 100% configurable and can be as powerful as you set it up to be. It can plot the most efficient route to the assigned addresses, saving time and fuel for your employees. Along that same idea, you can set it up to estimate total fuel usage on that same route and how close the vehicle is to need an oil change due to the miles it has traveled. You can have employees photo document events as they come across them in the field and build a stronger library in the process. Field workers also have the ability to be linked with inventory. Employees can go to a site to replace a flickering streetlight, take a picture to document the event, and input the bulb they used to replace it. After this processes, it is sent to a database and you have a dynamic inventory that updates when supplies are being used or borrowed. Having a dynamic inventory is extremely advantageous when talking about budgeting and return on investment. Knowing when supplies are getting low in real time makes ordering and scheduling a significantly less daunting task. Dynamic, dynamic data gathering also changes fieldwork. The world is an ever-changing place and sometimes a job isn't what it's supposed to be. If a fallen tree branch suddenly becomes a whole tree, a worker can document it, upload it, and the proper tools can be ready for pickup by the time he's back at the maintenance building. Creating synergy and transparency in the workplace is what field worker does. It allows employees to be better at their job and allows supervisors to be more hands-off while still understanding exactly what is going on with their inventory and staff. Small time savers over many days create a significantly more efficient team, and a more efficient team saves money. Field Worker also allows you to use apps in the field, potentially reducing the need for any paper at all and making your ecosystem entirely digital, allowing you to work faster and more efficiently in the workplace. You can also monitor your team's location due to the GIS capabilities, so you will know where your team is at and what job they are working on at any given time. The Citizen Problem Dashboard is the portion that probably most easily demonstrates its value. It aggregates all of the data into one place and breaks it down in a way that Problem Manager cannot. This is where the data is really ready to be digested after Manager is finished with it. The first panel, Overview, breaks all issues down by what has happened over the last 7 days, which gives you an excellent snapshot of what is going on in your territory right now. So this is just the quick and dirty part of Citizen Problem Dashboard. Just the quick overview shows what's going on in your municipality right now and just kind of lets you know if there's an immediate problem that needs to be looked at right now. The second tab is Problems Reported, and this shows what is happening in your municipality and how often. It shows the total breakdown of events over the last year, including total number of each event and how many events still need completed. So up in the top left, you can see problem status, completed, in progress, received, submitted. It breaks down over the last year what each category has been, whether it was animal, blight, park, tree, road, snow, ice, utility. Just shows that again in a different graph. And then again, just which months were busier than the last over the last year. Fortunately, you can sort this a little farther. So say we want to know what's going on with blight in my municipality right now. And I want to know over the last 30 days. So now I know I have a ton of stuff that's in progress, some stuff that's completed, and some stuff that's still waiting to be done. So I know that this is a pretty busy time for me on the blight front. And again, you can do this with all the data, so it just really, really does a good job of breaking down the data individually so that you can really digest it and figure out where your problem areas are and maybe when they are a problem area. Your third tab is the survey results, which is a complete breakdown of the completed surveys and the information they provide. It lets you know how your departments are performing in the eyes of the public without having the individually read each and every survey. So back to this survey, when people fill them out, the information gets logged here, and now you know exactly what's going on, whether they're happy with the resolution quality, your resolution time, and customer service. So here, this is actually still sorted for blight over the last 30 days. So when it comes to resolution quality and time, people are pretty happy with them, but apparently you have some very rude people on the phone. Maybe just look into that and, train them a little bit and they're good to go. You can look at everything, figure out across the board just how you're doing as an overall government entity. Here you're doing pretty good on the customer service and resolution quality, and some things still need to be worked on. So like I said, the dashboard is hands down the easiest tool to understand the true power of because it just gives you all your information in a very, very user-friendly atmosphere that's very easy to digest. This has been very popular with people when they've received it. All right, that concludes my presentation of Esri Citizen Reporter. I appreciate you guys coming out to visit me today, listening. I wish it was under better circumstances. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Hopefully next year we can do this in person, have a little more fun, maybe get out some free stuff. But thanks again for tuning in, and I look forward to your questions. Thank you.